When you start talking about AI and compliance, there's two ways to think about it. Well, it's probably more than two, but these are the two that I think about it with. There's what is the compliance of the AI or for the AI, and there's where can the AI help me with compliance. Now, AI can help with compliance in a lot of ways, and I have a saying that I came up with, and I'm really proud of it, and I'll use it publicly, probably for one of the first times here, and that's AI can collate, AI can correlate, AI can even contextualize, but AI cannot causate. So AI can tell me, hey, I've gathered all the information together, collate. AI can say, I've gathered information about that thing you wanted to talk about, correlate. And AI can say, hey, I've enriched the information, I've got some context for you, that's contextualize, but it can't tell you why. Right now, the only thing that can tell you why is still between ears. So what we've got an AI that can help me read policies, determine if the policies matter and if they're good. They can tell me if my grammar's right. It can tell me if my evidence looks appropriate, but it cannot adjudicate. It can't tell me that it's properly done. That a human still has to do, okay? So that's AI helping me in compliance. Now let's talk about the other piece, which is so much fun, the compliance for AI systems. There's the NIST AI Risk Management Framework. There's the Singapore AI Risk Management Framework. There's the BAIR, it's Berkeley area AI Risk Management Framework. There's so many different risk management frameworks for AI, and all of them boil down to a few different things. One of them is transparency. If you don't know how the AI is calculating your answer, how can you possibly know if the answer is right? And data. If you don't know where the data is coming from that the AI is using to calculate, or the data was stolen, or the data was whatever, how can you use that answer without already participating in a crime? Whether it's an ethical crime, a moral crime, or a literal illegal crime, how do you use that answer without participating in a criminal act? There's so many aspects to this, especially when we consider that a lot of the things that the AI companies did was things that we never anticipated. Did we ever anticipate that an AI company would download every bit of data they could find across the entire internet to feed the insatiable, just absolute maw of an AI system? Nobody ever thought of that. Yeah, we had screen scraping, but we never thought they'd literally try to download all of it. So when you start inferring data, when you start putting pieces together, that's when you start creating knowledge that goes, whoa, I didn't want anybody to know about that part of my life, or about that part of my health record, or about that part of my finances. And when you start putting things together, you start seeing the missing pieces being filled in from all this data. And AI gets access to stuff that maybe we don't want out there in the public. And that's a problem. How do we control the AI so that we know that the data we're using is legal, legitimate, and ethical? How do we know how it's calculating what it's doing? How do we know that we're not going to harm somebody by doing these calculations and by exposing this data? There's so many more problems than that, but that's a pretty good sample to start off with.